Hey guys, it's Alan, Front Page Fab. Tonight we're in the shop doing 4-link stuff. Let's get to it.
Let's get in the shop and build some.
Okay, so I did not film it last time, but before I went out to the track the last time to do some testing, I made some adjustments on the 4-link bars. They basically were pointing up quite a bit, and what I was noticing in the videos was when I would launch, the front end would come up and then drop, and when it dropped, the back tires would spin some. Now it always hooked and it worked, but I'm losing 60 foot because of it, and I'm afraid when I throw the nitrous to it, it's going to be even worse. So I figured before I go nitrous, I better try and get a handle on this. So what I'm getting ready to do, I'm debating actually. I'm kind of thinking about just lowering the top bar down a hole and seeing what that does. I also may make some adjustments on the compression and rebound on the shocks. But anyway, this is where we're at, kind of doing that. And then after I get that done, I just need to go in the back. The Jegs fuel pump that I'm using for the to pump fuel up for the nitrous is it'll only do 8 psi. I can't get it any higher. So I bought a Holly Black from a guy down in Indianapolis. I used one. We'll get that installed and hopefully that'll work, and I can it's supposed to go up to 14 psi. I need 8 to 10, potentially higher later on down the road. So I thought I'd go ahead and take care of that while I'm at it, while I got it in the shop. Did an oil change on it. Can't really see it up front, but I did an oil change on it and got that part done. I am going to, once I get this thing down off jack stands, I'm going to get in there and check all the valve springs, set the lash, double check lash, all that good stuff. So that'll be next after we get the rear end done here. But yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so to do that, basically I just need to take this bolt right here out, that one, and I'm going to go down a hole and see what that gains me. I'm up on the top hole right now, so I can't go any higher back there. But if I need to, I can adjust the bottom bar some. We'll see. You make one change at a time, see what happens. And that's kind of where I'm at, honestly. So, that's what I'm going to do. I probably won't film it, but I'm going to take that bolt out right there and drop it down a hole. Try and go from there. I'm debating about raising this one here up a hole. I'm not sure yet. The changes I made last time, I picked up about a 1/10. So that was a net positive, but it's still the rear end, I felt like the rear end spun a little bit more. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out and go from there, one change at a time to dial her in. Okay, I dropped it down one hole right there. We'll test that. That should point the bottom up to move the incident center up a little bit. I'll test that next time I go to the track, and if next thing I'll do would be to lower that top one down and or raise the front one. So we shall see. There's all kinds of formulas you can find on the internet to calculate your instant center and all that. Kevin Wilson SBC does a great job on all his videos. But to really, I've thought about actually paying him, because you can do that online, and he'll help you set your car up. But I don't have a set of scales, and they're $1,000 to get a set of scales to measure this. So I have not purchased those yet. There's many other places I'd rather put $1,000, frankly, but so I'm just trying to make a change here, a change there, to see if I can't get this thing dialed in more, and go from there. So we'll try this. This is actually only the second change I've made on the bars since I've built this and been running it. I'm just on a quest now to get my consistency better by improving my 60-foot times and having less wheel spin to get better weight transfer. If I can keep the front end up longer, that will help tremendously. So that's what I'm working on. Anyway, now we'll go move to the back, and I'll get that fuel pump changed, and yeah, then we'll be ready to put it back down on the ground and get in there and start running the valves and checking valve lash and springs and all that good stuff. All right, next. All right, next thing I got to do in the list of maintenance projects is change one of the fuel pumps. So let me flip this around. I'll show you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Here's my two fuel pumps at the rear. The bottom one is just a pump that pumps fuel up to the surge tank up front that feeds the mechanical fuel pump for the fuel injection system. So that's all that is. That one's fine. It's a Holley Black, all good. The one on top is the one I had it as a spare in the toolbox in the trailer, as a spare for that one. And it's a JEGS pump for methanol and gas and all that stuff. Not a thing wrong with it. It won't put out more than 8 psi. And for the nitrous system, if we want to run more, when I get around to running it, let's put it that way, I need, for the 100 horse shot that I have in it right now, I need between 8 and 10 psi of methanol at the jets. With this, I can't get more than 8, no matter, you can't. That's all it's regulated at. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and keep it as my spare for here. And who knows, maybe I may even end up replacing this one and putting that one in its place and getting rid of this stuff here that I won't need anymore. We'll see. Anyway, for now, I'm going to pull it out and use it as a spare. I bought another black, Holley Black, off a gentleman, a used one down in Indianapolis, Indiana. So we're going to install that one, get this one out, swap these fittings here over, and get the new one installed. And that way I have as high as 14 psi if I want to go there for larger shots. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get to it. All right, we got the pump off. Sit here now. I just need to get these fittings out, and for that you don't need anything special. Need 11/16 for this side. I'm wrong. I need 3/4 for that side. In case you're wondering what this white stuff is, it is a thread sealant. I will I'll show you here in a minute when I go to install the new. Hope you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Hopefully, get that out of the way. Turn this a little bit, get you a better view. All right, it's 13/16. Close but no cigar. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Come out of there. All right, so that's that one. Now here is the Holly Black. Hopefully you can see that. I apologize, I can't find my holder for the phone. And I got too much crap on my table. My workbench right now. Too many projects in the works here. And just when I think I'm starting to get ahead, something else hits me and slows me down again. I've got a Hustler Raptor SD. If you're looking at one of my other videos, you'll see where I replaced, a couple years ago, I replaced the brackets that hold the hydro on because they all cracked and broke at the 90-degree bend. So I replaced them all. Well, guess what? It's happened again. And I was not ready for that. And out. So there's an in and an out, and it's labeled in and out. Okay. Get off some of this old junk and put new on. So this time on that lawnmower, I also have to replace the right hydro because it's weak. I found one of those for $900. Them ain't cheap. They're not giving them suckers away. So I just put some of that dope on thread. I'll show you here in just a second. It's Permatex thread sealant, high performance. All right. side. Okay, there we go. All right, just like that, those are all done. Put my Permatex away. And then we are ready to put this pump on and hook the lines back up. All right, something I wanted to point out that I just discovered when I went to put this on. If you notice, it's upside down now, that label. Here's the reason. On this one, you see it's right side up, and you see the slot for your hole. See how it's kind of on the top side here? Well, when I went to put this one on, I had this bracket down about as low as I could go with it flipped the other way, and the mounting holes wouldn't line up. And when I got to looking at the Jegs pump that I took off, the slotted holes were on the bottom, not the top. So I had to run this back over to the bench and loosen, well, basically take that nut and bolt out that clamps that bracket on, and give it a quick rotate and remount it. So now I've got all that done, and we're ready to hook the lines back up. So, whoops, see if I can do this one-handed. I think I had trouble with this before. Just trying to get everything lined. There we go. Got it going. The other thing I discovered on this used pump was the bolts. You see those two bolt heads there? There's some long bolts that go down here into the body, and that's what holds that motor on. They were loose. So I'm hoping I didn't get screwed on this deal. I really am. We're going to find out here shortly. I'm going to put the phone down so I can hold that and tighten them. Be right back. All right, while I had both hands free, I went ahead and put this one on. This is the line that goes up to the regulator, and got them all tightened down, and I went ahead and got the electrical fittings hooked back up for both pumps. So now it's time to test it. All right, this is the big test. I'm gonna hit power. All right, so we got power to the truck now. Go up here. And if I turn on the ignition, hey, I hear a fuel pump. Sweet. Now let's go up here. Okay. I gotta get it. This happened before, the last time, but once I adjusted the regulator, then I had good fuel pressure. So let me see what's going on. Up for this video. Got everything working right now. So it's just a matter of getting that line off and getting some air through it, or letting it bleed off the air. So we're good to go there. Got it set at 9 PSI, and let's see, we just need to get down with jack stands, pull the valve covers, and run the valve lash on all of them. Should be ready to party after that. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.